What's up, my not average family? Happy Tuesday. The day is usually coming since Tuesday, but today we're going to take a different route. And I need for you just to tune in and listen. And if you see the thumbnail, that's my scar from my surgery. And I wanted to put that scar there for a reason, not to gross anyone out or make anyone pass out. But just follow me. Imagine being 8 years of age and you grew up in the household with siblings that are 16, 15, and 14 years older than you are. Now, the sibling that is 14 years older than you is crack addicted. The sibling that's 16 years older than you is mentally ill. And back in my day, we didn't have a word called autism. It was a word, but they called it retardation. And mental illness wasn't really understood when I was a kid. So it was some issues of schizophrenia going on as well. So imagine growing up in this household and the child that's, 15 years older, is just kind of about themselves. Not selfish, but they're just about themselves. It's just who they are. So you grow up in this environment and you're always having to protect and defend yourself. Now, one day, your mom takes in a family friend because his mom goes out of town. And this family friend is 16 and you're 8 years of age. Just imagine this now. You're 8 years of age and he's 16, and you consider him a brother because it's only an 8-year age difference, and he's not old like the rest of your siblings. So he takes the time to play marbles or, to read your story or play kickball or take you walking around the block or something like that. He spends time with you. So you look up to him. He's like the big brother that you don't have. Even though you have siblings, he's the big brother that takes active time up with you, that does things with you, So you look at him as being your whole world, your universe. So one day, because he's a well-known family friend and he's been in your house several times, your mom leaves to go to the grocery store. And when she leaves to go to the grocery store, this person that you look up to, that you value so much, he molests you. I don't have to imagine that. I'm that little girl that grew up in that environment. I'm that little girl that went through that. I titled this, Are You Really Healed? Sometimes we think that we go through things and we think that we pray about it and we think that we journal it out, we talk about it, we believe automatically that we're over it, we're delivered, we're healed. Until something happens and you realize, boom, I'm really not healed from that. I was asked a couple of weeks ago, why am I always on the defensive end of things? Why am I always so quick to jump? Why am I always so ready to defend and ready to aim and cut? Not literally cut, but ready to, if you jump in on me, I'm ready to defend myself. Well, I had to break it down, and I didn't even realize it until I started talking to the person and explaining to them. Imagine being 8 years old. Why should an 8-year-old have to protect themselves? Not only when you're 8, you go to school, because what happens is you're molested at 8, so food becomes your friend. So now you're a fat kid that goes to school with bad, terrible acne. And so now the kids that are being abused or have issues at home, you're their main target. So now you're dealing with defense mechanisms from being molested, and you're dealing with defense mechanisms from being targeted as the bully's, pet that they want to jump on daily. So you grow up like this, and you only know to defend yourself. That's all you know. If you've been defending yourself all your life, it's kind of hard to relinquish your power of defense, to trust someone else to do what you've only been doing for yourself all your life. Now, let me rewind this. My mother, I never told my mother I was molested. If I had told her my mother was a fireball, she would have went to the penitentiary. My dad died when I was 5, and I had enough sense, even though as a young child, to know I didn't want my mama to go away, because I knew what would happen to me. I would have no one. I said all this to say, molestation is real, and it's not only coming from women that are dating men and their men are raping they're molesting their children, or women that are dating men and their men are molesting their sons. People go through things. And molestation is one of the most swept under things, I think, in the African American community of the mental illness. Mental illness, I think, is number one. Molestation, I think, is number two. It's one of the key things that we try to sweep on the rug and act like we don't, it didn't happen. And what I did was I realized I suppressed what happened. I knew it happened, but I suppressed it. I told no one. I didn't deal with it. So now what happens is you're 20, you're 30, and one day, boom, you're 41. And things start popping up in your life. And you're like, where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way? Why am I acting like this? And you sit down and you do a self-analysis and you realize, this is the root of my problems. So I'm at a point where I'm going to seek therapy because I'm not healed. Scars tell stories. And to me, the worst scars and the most painful scars are the ones that no one can see. You can see my scar from my surgery. It's healing fine. It doesn't look good, but it's healing. You can't see my scars from being molested and violated. And those scars run very deep, very deep. And it comes out in relationships. It comes out in marriages. It comes out in friendships. It comes out in even your business dealings with people. Because you're on the defensive end. And you're always waiting for someone to try to attack you. So you're always in that stance and in that mode. Because if they come for me, I'm ready. It's kind of like a person. I have some people that I'm close to that have been in the military. And one of the key things I know about them is everyone is different. But for my friends, you don't walk behind them. And some people get offended. I don't get offended. I understand. They've been in the military. They have issues with people walking behind them. I have a home girl. She's sweet as apple pie. But if you walk behind her, you are liable to get turned over. And it's not that she means any harm. It's that she's trained and she's programmed. Don't walk behind me. Walking behind her is a no-no. And when you go through things like molestation or things that are traumatic to you as a child, you become programmed. You become programmed not to believe what people tell you. Not to believe that people really are your friends. They really want something from you. Not to believe that men can just accept you for who you are and not try to violate you. You become programmed to automatically be in defense mode. Because at any given time, you believe in your heart and in your mind, they're going to get me. They may be cool for a little while. It may be all breezy right now. But somebody's going to get me. And not only do women suffer from this, men suffer from it as well. It's just that in society, we put men up on a pedestal where they're not supposed to feel pain. They're not supposed to hurt. And definitely, oh no, it's a no-no. If a man is violated by a family member, I want you to hear what I just said. If a man is violated by a family member or violated by a friend, automatically the man is thought of being as, well, he gay. That's not true. There are some sick people in the world. There are some people that have issues. And sadly, when they have issues, hurt people hurt other people. And the brunt, or the people that get the short end of the stick, are usually innocent children that don't have the power to defend themselves. They don't have the understanding to even comprehend what's going on. So on today, I didn't do Common Sense Tuesday. I wanted to do just a vlog. And I wanted to just say, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what has you captive. I don't know what's hurting you. I don't know what has you at a standstill in your life. But what I can tell you, there is healing. But you have to be willing to put the work in to go get it. That's something that I had to accept about myself. I'm not healed. I thought I was because I was functioning. And the thing about women is, we can dress paint up really beautifully. We comb it, we put makeup on it, we put gloss on it, we put eyelashes on it, we put the accessories on it, we dress it up, we perch it up, we dress it up real pretty. But Mary J. Blige has a song that's called A Whole Damn Year. And in that song she says, yes, I look good on the surface, but I'm a mess underneath. And that is a lot of us. We look good on the outside. We look put together on the outside. But if someone was to open us up and just read our insides, they would find a devastating mess on the inside of us. I don't have many kids that are subscribed to me, but I'm going to put this out there. If somebody's touching you inappropriately or you've been violated, tell. I don't care who you tell, but tell somebody. I didn't tell my mother, not because I didn't think she would believe me, but because I knew the consequences that would come behind me telling her. I knew what she would do, and I knew what she was capable of doing, because she didn't play no games, and she wasn't a joke. And if one of my kids were to come to me when they were little and told me such and such violated them, I know what I would have done. Wouldn't have been had a conversation either. Pain and attitudes sometimes come from things that people have endured. We label people and put labels on them and call them out their names and say that they're mean or that they're a bitch or that they're hard to deal with or that you can't get along with them. But you don't know their background stories. Have you ever seen a person that was just mean? It just seemed like they were just always just cruel. But have you ever stopped to just sit down and say, hey, you know what? What's up with you? What's wrong? Because 95% of the time, that person's really not an evil person. They're not really cruel. Now, I'm not saying they're not just mean people out there, because there are just some mean people out there. But the majority of people, they're hurt. They're crying out for help. They don't know how to ask for it. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. And they really don't understand how to survive what they endured. And they really don't understand how do you heal from something that happened to you 32, 33, 25, 15, or maybe 3 years ago. How do you go? How do you make it through? Healing. Healing is needed not only in your physical body, but your mental and emotional body as well. And if you need healing, go get the healing that you need. There is no shame in reaching out for help. The shame comes in when you allow your past to determine your future. And I refuse to be held in bondage by anything that happened to me. I am not my circumstances. I am not what happened to me. I did not cause what happened to me to happen. But I am a woman that needs to be healed emotionally from that issue. And I'm thankful. I recognize it. I'm going to go get some healing. And if you need some, go get you some. Because we all got some pain. We all got some sorrow. And God is good. And prayer is awesome. But He gives you common sense. And He made man intelligent enough to be counselors, psychiatrists, and therapists to help you on earth and guide you through. Go get the healing that you need. I'm Tashi Lane, Not Average. I love all of you. If you like what you see and hear what you heard, like what you see and love what you heard, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you know when I pop up. Comment down below. And just know, this is your season for healing. It's your season to let go of all that has held you down and held you in bondage. All that has put you in a box. All that you feel like has been taken away from you because of things that you have had to go through and endure. It was not your fault. This is your season. This is your time. Now you got to put in the work. You got to do a little bit of work. You can't lose weight and eat 5 cheeseburgers and don't work out. You can't do that. And it's the same way with your emotional well-being. You can't heal and you don't put positive things, positive thoughts, lay out on the table what you're hurting from, and seek to go get help, you can't heal holding it in, baby. Holding it in is only going to manifest itself one day through a marriage, through a regular relationship, through a friendship. But when you're not healed from something, it's going to manifest itself somewhere, someday in your life. And you don't want that pain to take over. You don't. Blessings to all of you. Hope you watch this in full. And I hope it bless somebody. If only one person. If only just one.